I'm standing here in Lawson Hill at the Telluride Gymnastics and Crossfit with Teresa and Andrew Brockel, and they are the founders of the Telluride Gymnastics Center and Crossfit. And welcome to the show, Telluride Time. Tell us a little bit about what happens here.
Well, we do everything. We work with kids, we work with adults. With kids, we do mostly gymnastics, and our adults, we do our CrossFit training. But now we just started a kids CrossFit program where we do our CrossFit stuff that we have done in the past with adults with kids.
So basically the facility is for people to break a sweat, be athletic, train themselves, their children who are training for certain gymnastics disciplines, and there are a lot of adults and now children who are coming and just getting an overall workout, not for a specific sport, but just to generally be very fit.
Yeah, so we do a specific sport specific as in gymnastics, and then CrossFit is non-sport specific, so just training for everyday life.
And you're here basically across from Alpine Lumberyard in Lawson Hill. And how long have you been in the building?
Since September of 2009, so a little over a year.
A year and a third.
Mm-hmm.
And judging by the activity going on here, I'd say things are going pretty well and it's popular.
Yeah, we have about 170 kids enrolled, and then
That's
about
huge.
60 CrossFitters or so.
That's huge.
Yep.
Yeah, it's great.
And you were telling me that the CrossFit is offered how many times a day?
We do
Starting
five,
at 7 a.m.?
Yep. 5 classes a day.
5 classes a day, Monday through Friday, and then a class on Saturday?
Yep.
And then everybody rests on Sunday?
And Thursdays.
Okay.
Yep.
Actually, 6 classes a day.
Yeah.
So if people sign up for CrossFit, they can drop into any of those classes. Do you find that
Correct.
people switch it around, or if people come at 7, they come at 7, 5 days a week?
We try to encourage that. We try to encourage them to switch out their routine and not get in this format of always showing up at
Being
the
a
same
rut
time.
or-
Yeah, so sometimes come in the morning, sometimes come in the evening, and that way you can also see different groups and see different people and interact with different populations. So it's fun, and it's good to mix it up a little bit.
You don't fall into a rut and it doesn't become monotonous. You're not just
Right.
reading a book on a treadmill.
Right.
So
yes,
with
that
the
is
adults,
how it
what
is,
kind
yeah.
of things
Yep.
do you do with CrossFit?
So CrossFit is a combination of a lot of Olympic weightlifting. So we use free weights, kettlebells, things like that. Gymnastics movements, so your body weight stuff, handstands, push-ups, pull-ups, ring dips, things like that. And then endurance, so sprinting, rowing, running.
Cardiovascular as well as strength training?
But always functional movements, no machines. We use one machine, it's a rowing machine right over there. But other than that, it's all body weight stuff, barbell stuff. So functional movements that cross over to real life stuff. So picking up heavy things, running fast, that sort of thing. So no attachment to any machines.
So the CrossFit training would kind of mimic the day in the life of a UPS person.
Right.
Lifting, rushing, driving,
Yeah,
sliding
pretty much.
on the snow.
Exactly. We like to think of it more as our ancestors. You know, what did our ancestors used to do to get into shape? Well, they'd have to
Pick up tree trunks and
Exactly.
club people over the
carry
head.
water back home and stuff like that.
Now, both of you have extensive backgrounds in gymnastics, is that right?
Yeah, I grew up doing gymnastics in Seattle, and then taught in Bellingham, and then came out here. So, yeah, I've been teaching, for almost 10 years now, gymnastics. So it was a good transition, and that's one of the reasons I really like CrossFit. It's a lot of the same training principles that we did in gymnastics. So it's fun to switch over.
And
to
Andrew,
CrossFit.
have you been involved in gymnastics, or is it
I
more
haven't.
the
I've only been a
training and
gymnast
CrossFit?
since meeting Teresa. So
She's
only
kind
a
of rubbed
few
off on you.
years.
Yep.
But I've always enjoyed walking on my hands and doing rolls and on the ski area trying flips and things like that. So it's
You have
it's
a
always been in
natural
my
ability.
nature. Yeah, but I never had pointed toes or good form. So thanks to Teresa, she's helping me have better form.
You like to climb trees and swing and
exactly.
walk
just
on
natural stuff. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Well, it's a wonderful facility here. Originally, this building, I think, was built for San Miguel Power, and then Summit Roofing was in
Summit Roofing
here,
was in here
and
for
now
us.
it's Telluride Gymnastics
Yeah.
Center and CrossFit.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a tremendous use of the space. You're using it very efficiently, and there's a lot going on here. And it's nice and toasty, even though it's cold outside.
It's very warm in the wintertime.
Yeah.
So if people have never trained or don't know what CrossFit is, Would you recommend it to anyone or just a certain type of person?
Yeah, so anyone can do it in the
Any age, any ability?
What we do is do a 6 training sessions, so kind of ramp up into CrossFit classes. So those classes are all with new CrossFit athletes, which is nice for them to just get a solid foundation without being rushed or anything like that.
Right.
And then they move into our group classes.
Okay.
So that way they can get their form and their technique and work on all the movements in kind of a slower atmosphere and work out with all the new people transfer in.
Are those athletes then placed in a beginner, intermediate, advanced, or they just jump into a class?
We jump them in and then we just modify their workout. So say if the workout was a 20-minute workout, we'd cut them down to like 15 or 10, depending on what their athletic ability or strength training was before coming into CrossFit.
If people have been doing CrossFit for, say, 6 months, do you get positive feedback? Are people seeing noticeable results
Yeah.
in their strength and endurance and general physical
Some people,
fitness?
as soon as the first few weeks,
Yeah.
notice a big difference in just getting moving again and moving all your body parts and just getting fit, just challenging yourself to come in here and keep up with everyone else and push yourself, most importantly.
We generally think of people who live in San Miguel County, around the Telluride Mountain Village area, as being very fit.
Right.
Skiing, snowboarding in the
Right.
winter, kayaking, climbing, mountain biking in the summertime. Do you get people who come in here and say, I want to try something new? I feel like I'm pretty fit because I do this and I do this, but I want to try something different?
I'd say we have a lot of athletes that maybe have really strong legs from biking and skiing, but have never had a strong upper body. Or maybe they want to increase the strength in their core so that when they're out on those bike rides, their core doesn't give out on them. So
good point.
we kind of provide that for them, just a full body fitness. And you want to be fit from head to toe and not just have one part of your body isolated with
point.
everything.
Great. Like bike racers have legs like tree trunks, but
Right,
maybe
but
not so much
maybe
upper
not so
body.
much the pull-ups
Speed
there.
skaters
Yeah.
have, tree trunks
but
for
it's
legs.
important to have upper body strength too. It doesn't mean being huge and ripped, but it means having strength in your upper body and being able to perform push-ups and pull-ups and things of that nature.
Well, good point.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for allowing us to come here
Yeah,
to
thanks
tell
for
you our
having me here.
gymnastics and CrossFit studio, and maybe we'll have to sign up for a class.
Yeah, there you go. All right, well, thanks for coming out.